Hello and welcome to the channel. If you've seen my recent videos on dismantling a CT90 engine, or if you've done an engine yourself, you'll know that the next step is just as important, and that's checking through all the parts, cleaning them, seeing what can be reused, seeing what needs to be refurbished, and seeing what needs to be replaced. In this video I'll start by going through the parts one by one, fixing problems as we find them. If you gain some value out of these videos, please consider subscribing, help the channel, help ensure you don't miss any future videos. Let's get straight into it. Well, the old rusty CT90 had a few more surprises in store, but overall not too bad. What I've done with the clutch, I've dismantled it. Here's the basket. It's just been in the ultrasonic cleaner, so it's hot. I drilled out the broken stud. So using an ezy-out, here's the larger one. You can see from the larger one just what it looks like, and as you twist it in counterclockwise, it will hopefully wind out the broken stud. Now I've got a smaller one here. Hopefully the heat into the clutch basket and the ultrasonic will help as well. Nope. Just the tap wrench is turning. That's annoying. There we go, try that. That's better. There you go. Is that on the camera? Yeah. So that's a broken stud removed, and hopefully I can reuse this clutch basket. One thing I can't reuse are the friction plates. Look at these pieces missing. Awful. Maybe the steel plates can be reused, but one thing I did notice, if you look on this circlip, the ear's broken off there. That was floating around inside the engine, and there was also a part missing off the bottom, a part missing off here, a washer, a circlip. The clutch itself should be able to be used. Now the gearbox looked okay, and it's easy for me to say the gearbox looks good, it's a good gearbox. What does a bad gearbox look like? And that's why I've got this to show you. Same gearbox, same bike. So we have two cogs, makes up one gear, so first, second, third and fourth gear. So you can see here on second gear it's just totally stripped. Two of the dogs are broken off, and look on this one, one of the dogs there should be three, so that should slide up there and lock in. Two are broken off, and no doubt the teeth have damage and wear marks on them. I'm just going to use the existing gearbox and look at the difference. Fine, nothing at all wrong with that. Lots more cleaning up to do, much more tea and coffee to drink. I'll crack on. After some cleaning on the crankcases, they are looking better, but there's still a long way to go. Let's have a look at the top end. Now this cylinder, it's had it. Even with a 1mm rebore, 1mm diameter means only 0.5 mm each way there and there, so that's just cactus anyway. It's got some broken fins, so pretty much we can discard that. The piston, when I cleaned it up, it looks pretty good. There's no signs of any wear, the usual places. A few slight scratches. Maybe that was done when I removed the cylinder from the piston. Usually that's caused by contaminated oil and air as well. But it looks pretty good. But the one thing is, the piston rings are seized in place. So we can learn from this piston, the gudgeon pin clips, the circlips, don't put the ends either there or there. Put them either at the bottom or at the top there. And also because these rings are still stuck, seized in there, you can't say that I've deliberately done this. I don't know if you can see, really difficult to see. Let's have a look. Probably not going to see that. The ends of the piston rings are perfectly in line. You couldn't have aligned them up better unless you'd done it with a square. Bad idea. Promotes blow-by, so stagger the rings. Top ring, second ring, and the oil scraper ring, so stagger the rings. The piston crown's got a few small pits on it, but I think it could probably be reused, this piston, if I can get the rings out and the ring grooves are not excessively worn. With a piston, when you come to put it back in, you will know that there's an arrow or an inlet sign, and the inlet points, the in sign points towards the inlet manifold. Usually the cutaway for the inlet valve is larger than the exhaust valve. But it's not just the valves the reason why we put it in that way. If you look at the centre line of the piston, the hole in the piston is offset by 1 mm towards the inlet. So this is an offset engine. Very clever design by Honda. If you need more information about that, Google it. It's a bit more than we can go into in this quick video. I'll measure the piston, and what we do, we measure it across the skirt 10 mm from the bottom. A standard piston, they're roughly almost 50 mm, 49.97 to 49.99 is what a new piston should be, and this one is 49.96, so well within the spec of 49.8 mm. So it's a shame, barely anywhere, a few small scratches. If I can get these rings out, probably clean out the grooves, new set of rings, I can probably reuse this piston. In the next video I'll be going through the top end, the cylinder head, seeing how bad it is, can it be reused, what can I do to fix it. See you again soon in the next video.